I'm Craig Lemons. You're watching the Keith Andrew Network. Support Keith Andrew. He's showing that anybody with a disability can have this ability.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. Today is episode 645. That's right, 645 glorious seasons and glorious episodes. That's 6 seasons and 645 wonderful episodes. I wish I had 45 seasons, but who knows, maybe down the road we will get that far. But today we have Greg Lemons on the show, and I'd say it's a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest.
Thank you, Keith. I'm proud to be here.
No, the honor's all mine. For people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and to prove to them you can still amount to something. So hashtag break the labels. Now I have a bunch of great questions I'm going to ask you. I have a couple questions for you for off the air, but the first one I want to ask you is, how you doing? How's everything going with you?
Life is great. I've been busy, spreading love as much as I can, trying to be a positive influence when I can, just keeping it real.
No, absolutely. Now, the first question I want to ask you is, who influenced you to become a professional actor, and how many years have you been a professional actor?
I started out acting late in life, but as with the general population, I was a film and television fan my entire life. We all grew up with TV and going to the movies and everything. Never once even thought about being an actor until I was 40 years old. I accidentally stumbled into this career. A Hollywood film came to the Midwest, and it was about a $500,000 budget film. I happened to be booked as an extra, was promoted to a stand-in. That was my very first experience of stepping out onto a film set, and I was so in awe of what I was watching and just the process of what filmmaking entails, that it was something I decided I wanted to do at the age of 40. And I was fortunate enough to meet the right people at the right time. Took some classes at a local school. I studied improv, Meisner techniques, Stanislavski, and did some stage plays. I got into some student films, some independent films, some short films, and you just keep it rolling, you keep moving on, and you build a resume, and you keep meeting new people, and here I am today, 13 plus years later. I'm 54 years old, relatively successful. This is what I do full time, and I love every minute of it.
No, absolutely. Now, what were some of your very first steps? I want people to take the process of, you mentioned you got into this later in life. What was that very first moment that said, you know what, I've been missing out for all these years? What was that moment that flipped the switch for you?
The moment that flipped the switch was my very first day on set. I was booked as a stand-in, originally an extra, but got promoted as a stand-in before I actually showed up on set. And I was instructed to report to the set, given a name of the person I was supposed to report to. And when I drove up into this little community on location, I saw these 53-foot tractor trailers lined up and down the road with all kinds of film equipment. And I was like, whoa, what am I getting into? Because I was expecting something smaller. And then I stepped out onto the set, started watching professional Hollywood actors in their craft, just flipping a switch of becoming characters. And I just sat back quietly and observed. And from that first moment I stepped out onto that location, onto that set, I thought, this is fascinating. And I decided that's what I wanted to do. Never really knew how far I wanted to take it, but with each accomplishment and each achievement, each moment, it just grew, and this is what I do today.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I'm going to ask you is about social media. Can social media make you or break you? And I usually say this for the middle of the show, but let's change it up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any of the sites we did not mention, what was the very first website that you used, and what do you think gave you your first break?
I use Facebook the most. I'm an older guy, so Facebook seems to be for the older generation.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
And I started a Twitter account years ago. Twitter I find kind of limiting. I don't use Twitter anymore. Recently, within the past year, I have an Instagram account. I don't really use that for acting. Facebook seems to be the way for me. I have a list of probably 150 or more Facebook pages that will send out casting notices, and I check these notices religiously. And it's how I book most of my work, through Facebook. And a lot of directors, producers, film companies, they have Facebook pages, and it's the way we stay in touch, in contact, and network. And it can make you or break you. The one thing I've noticed is the more popular I become, the more aware I have to be of what I post. As a normal U.S. citizen, you can get away with a lot of stuff posting on Facebook, and people either like you or they don't like you. But as an actor, if you start spouting too much about religion or politics or personal events that are going on in your life, relationships or whatever, it can hurt you. People are watching, so you kind of have to watch what you say. And I'm only human, so I slip up once in a while, and probably post something a little on the edge, but I try to, keep it toned down a little bit and be aware of my surroundings and keep it professional.
No, absolutely. Now, who were some of your favorite people that you got the chance to work with, and who do you want to work with?
Oh, I've been blessed. I've worked with a lot of celebrities on smaller scales and even on mid-range scales. I'm not a star. Nobody knows who I am in Hollywood. So, but I am pretty successful in the Midwest. And I've worked. The very first person I worked with that really made an impact on me was Anna Kendrick. I met her in 2006, and I was on set almost every day for 6 weeks in this small, low-budget independent film. And at this time, she was relatively unknown. She was 19 years old, and she was very down-to-earth, very friendly. I had normal conversations with her. I wasn't isolated away from her or anything like that. We were just together in a small farm town filming this movie. She was very personable, very nice. I kind of thought she was going to go somewhere, and lo and behold, she did. And since then, I've moved on. I've worked with, I can't even remember how many celebrities I've worked with on different levels, but I haven't had a bad experience with a known celebrity to this date. You hear a lot of rumors about celebrities being difficult to work with, or maybe they have bad attitudes or don't treat people right. And so far, every celebrity I've ever encountered or worked with has been genuinely nice, and enjoyable, and also it's kind of surreal. I did a low budget independent film, I'm guessing 7 or 8 years ago, and I got to work with Clint Howard, who is Ron Howard's brother. And Ron Howard, everybody knows, is Opie and Richie Cunningham, but Clint Howard has also had a very successful career, kind of as a B-list actor, character actor, and I'm mesmerized by him. And I remember growing up as a small child watching him on television as a child actor. And the movie I did, I had a significant role in, and I got to attend the VIP party after the premiere, which only had about 30 or so people invited to it because it was just a close-knit cast and crew. And Clint attended this party, and me and my son got to sit and talk with him about his career. And just thinking back of when I was just a small child and coming home and watching Gentle Ben and seeing him on TV, we talked about that. And he said, yeah, my dad, Rance, got me into that. And so I get to not only live the life of being an actor, but I can also be a fan and think back of the moments I was looking at the TV screen and watching and admiring these people. And now I'm blessed to work with these people.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I want to ask you is, have you worked with, besides me, have you ever worked with anyone with any disabilities or learning disabilities? And are you willing to work with anyone with any type of disabilities?
I am totally willing to work with anyone with any disabilities. A disability, and I'm sure you know, will only limit you as far as you let yourself limit you. My best friend, who passed away a year ago, had a form of muscular dystrophy, and physically she was limited to a lot of what she could do. I watched her slowly deteriorate from being able to walk and function and drive a car, to not being able to drive a car, to not being able to walk, to not even be able to move from room to room in her own house, to being bedridden. But in my career, I do owe a huge amount of my success to her, because she was the brains behind everything I did technology-wise. She knew computers. She knew how to format all of my submissions. I had to figure out a lot of stuff. I'm technology deprived, man. I'm an old guy that doesn't understand technology. But my best friend Jody, God bless her soul, was very astute to technology, and she helped me immensely. And like I said, she passed away a year ago, but yeah, she was physically disabled, but one of the brightest, most loving people I've ever known in my life, and just generous to a fault. She's been a big reason for all of the successes I've ever encountered.
Well, first off, I send my condolences. And second, it's always nice to have somebody in your corner.
Always, yes. And I've had many people in my corner. Oh gosh, I can't even count the people I need to thank for where I am today. When I first was booked as that stand-in on that very first job that I ever had in the acting field, I want to mention Laura Guin was the locals casting director for the background, and just happened to be a teacher. she started Center Stage Academy, and that's where I studied improvisation and Meisner and Stanislavski, and I attended a lot of her classes. And the one thing she always embedded in my head was get out of your own head. Because a lot of people, most actors, when they start, they doubt themselves. They compare themselves. They want to limit themselves. They want to, I don't know. I think it's human nature to not really step up to the plate and believe that you can do it. But she always told me, get out of your head. You can do it. You need to be bold, be confident. You know, when you go after something, go after it 100%. You know, command it, own it. And I took those words of advice, and it was repeated. She repeated that. That's the one thing I remember out of all her acting sessions that she repeated over and over. It was get out of your head. You know, you can do this. And I've taken that advice, and I've found it to be true. And when I do meet actors that are celebrities that are known worldwide, they struggled with it too. And once you put yourself at that level and consider this a job, whether it be a cashier's job or a bagger's job or any job in the world, you are just working. And that's all these celebrities are doing. They're just working. And when you build yourself up, train, be prepared, step out onto that movie set or that TV film set with these people and consider it a job, you're just one of them. They're not above you. And they've trained harder, they've worked harder, which inspires other people coming into the industry to work just as hard as they do, and you can be what they are. It's just a job. So yeah, I've had a lot of people that have surrounded me, gave me advice, helped me, encouraged me, networked with me, opened doors for me. I did not do this alone. Anything I've ever achieved, I can attribute several people that I can credit to that have helped me get what I've achieved.
No, absolutely. And for me, it looks like I've done a lot, but at the same time, you have to be your own personal cheerleader. I have no one in my corner. Everyone says, oh, we're in your corner. We're going to do best. But they're only here for the best of times. When you're out on your ass, they're not around. So, you know what the expression is, you have to eat crap to get what you want. And this is what I want to do to the day I die. And I'm constantly working on myself. I'm constantly getting better. I'm constantly, getting over the disability and hiding the disability and showing you this is not a front. This is what I want out of my life.
Exactly. And, you kind of hit a note there. It's human nature once again. People will tell you, I'm in your corner, I support you, I'm there for you. But when it's time to show up, a lot of those people, you look around and where are they? They're there in words only, but they're not there physically. I've been blessed to have people there physically for me. But these people that say they're in your corner, I really do believe they intend to be, but when it comes time to put up or shut up, they kind of take a step back. But I do want to say something about you personally, Keith. I have watched several of your episodes over the past couple of years, and I am totally honored to be on episode number 645. You have achieved quite a bit. You conduct these interviews in a professional manner. I see you going further in life doing this. You are totally doing it right, and I'm honored to be here.
No, I appreciate that very much. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back with the last 12 minutes, I'm going to ask you 3 more questions, then I'm going to pass it over to you.
Menino.
Hi, I'm Deborah Jensen.
I'm Linda Collins.
Hi, I'm Marissa Joy Davis.
This is Michelle Wong.
I'm Nancy Rose.
My name is Brandy Hunt. And
hello, my name is Raven Wynn.
Hi there, my name is Giovanna Vidal.
Hi, I'm Monica Thomas.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 645. That's right, 645. I'm here with my good buddy, Craig Levins. I just want to say thank you for sticking with us. And now, going back from the commercial break, I'm going to ask you 3 hard-hitting questions. Then I'm going to pass the show over to you, that you can ask me anything you want. You know, don't softball it. You know, if you want to throw it back, I'm going to throw it as hard as I can. So you puss, I'm going to puss back. So, you know, no kid gloves, whatever that expression is. But the question I want to ask you is looking for something really good. This one I usually ask is, can you give us a time where you had a conflict, and how did you have to deal with it?
Oh, I had to kill a guy once on set, but no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't deal with conflict too often. I'm always looking for the easy way out, the peaceful way out, because there are repercussions and consequences to conflict. I've been in some bad situations. I've dealt with them. Basically, you let it roll off your shoulders and keep moving forward. Look toward the positive. Avoid the negative at all costs. And I haven't always done that. I mean, I'll admit that. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm the saintly Craig Lemons. Yeah. But you really have to remain as positive as possible at all times. Avoid conflict at all costs. And like I said, I've had some battles with some people, some negative exchanges. I don't hate any of those people I've ever had those exchanges with, and I do wish them well. We've parted ways. I haven't talked to some of those filmmakers, actors, or whatever that have had disputes with me. But I do wish them all well, success, because we all learn. I've made mistakes in the past, and I hope they forgive me as I forgive them.
No, absolutely. And no one's perfect.
Exactly.
Now, the next question I want to ask you is, did you ever, let's see, well, this happens to a lot of people. Can you give us a time where you were criticized, and how did you handle that?
Oh, yeah. One incident comes to mind. I was on a film set one day, and I don't know what was going on. I was criticized publicly and loudly. The assistant director actually stepped up after one take and called me out and said, "Craig, your performance sucks." And you could just hear everybody in the room just, ah. And then I had people asking me later, like, he shouldn't have said that. You know, he should have pulled you off to the side and said that privately, or he should have addressed it, you know, not in front of us. And they're like, and they were all asking me, how do you feel? Are you okay? Are you okay? Well, first of all, to be in this industry, you have to have thick skin. And to be honest, he was right. I pulled a couple takes in a row where I was just totally drab, not giving the performance I should have been giving. I wasn't reaching what he was looking for, and I knew it internally. As I was doing it before I did it, I knew it. But when he stepped out onto that set after that cut and said, "Craig, your performance sucks," I kind of shook it off. We did the next take, and I'll be gosh, he stepped out on there and he looked me right in the eye and he says, "Craig, you were fantastic." And then he looked around and he said, "And everybody else sucks." Because I stepped it up. But and I didn't take it personal. He was just trying to get the best performance he could out of me, and that foot in the rear end did the trick for me. I don't know how other actors would respond to something like that, but I'm very seasoned to take any ridicule, any criticism, constructive or otherwise, even if it's negative, even if somebody gives me a bunch of thumbs down and you need to retire and get out of here. You're just washed up. You can't act. Well, I know that. I can't sing. I can't dance, and my acting is questionable. But you know what? I'm real, and I submit to the roles that I think I fit the niche for, and I try to deliver the most natural, normal performance as can be. And I think I have a lot of people on my side that say, "Hey, you're pretty good." So I'll go with it.
No, absolutely. And what motivates you every single day to give the best performance? Even if when you're not acting, what is that driving passion that motivates you?
Motivates me is life itself. You can't take this life for granted. It could end at any moment. I almost died a couple times in my life. I was right on the brink and overcame some serious health issues, overcame some close calls, and I've witnessed a lot of death in my life. A lot of my family is dead and gone. A lot of them died young. Not always natural causes. Sometimes misfortunes, accidents, things like that. And I've seen children that were close to me. I've attended their funerals. And life is precious. That's my motivation, is life is precious. Every day we're on this earth, if we can influence somebody, if we can inspire somebody, if we can just make somebody smile, give a compliment here, give a compliment there, cheer somebody up, let them know they're loved. And I do love everybody. I mean, not everybody is, seems lovable. There's a lot of people that are miserable, a lot of people that are negative, a lot of people that are hateful. But when you dig down into their soul and look at the reasons why, they've had hard lives. They've been dealt a hard hand. Maybe they've had a bunch of crappy people in their life that's trampled on them, used them, lied to them, cheated on them, and it's made them bitter. But you know what? They're not bad people. They're people that are projecting what's been done to them. And when you really strip it down to the bare essence of who they are, they're lovable. And all I try to be is inspiring, loving, and caring to everybody I encounter, whether they be a friend or an enemy. If I can make them laugh, smile, or just be happy for a moment, that's my motivation.
No, absolutely. Now it's the last 3 minutes and counting. I'm going to pass it over to you. Is there any new projects that you're working on or anything you want to talk about? This is your time.
Yeah, I'm working on several new projects. I am a professional full-time actor. I'm coming off my most successful year, 2019. I submitted for over 400 projects in 2019. I got approximately 200 or more callbacks. I booked about 30% of those, all paid projects. I don't do anything for free anymore. I did in the beginning because when you have to establish yourself, you have to start out doing the student films and the independents and the low budget, no budget things just to get practice, become better, and create a resume. But I've got enough credits to make 5 resumes and not list the same project twice. I've got enough footage to make 5 demo reels without putting the same clip twice. So I've done it long enough. I've done it over 13 plus years. And I'm going into 2020, and I reflect back at Christmas time when I had some time off for the holidays between Christmas and New Year. And I had already had 5 pretty decent projects booked going into this year. And I don't lay back and rest on that. I continue to submit headshots, resumes, and audition. And I'm trying to build even more on that. And right now I'm looking forward. We're just getting ready to roll into several projects. I have to go to Fort Wayne, Indiana on Saturday for a table read, and then I shoot over to Chicago, Illinois on Sunday for some filming. And then 6 days later, I have to go back to Chicago, Illinois for another table read. I'm in the middle of shooting an independent film in central Indiana. The name is a feature film. It's called I Only Want You. I'm in the role of Everett Owens. I've shot about 5 scenes so far. We're waiting for the weather to get just a little bit warmer. I have some exteriors to shoot on that. I got about 6 or 7 more scenes to shoot on that. I've got a big project down in Florida coming later this year. And I do work several states. That's the one thing. I travel. I'm kind of a Midwestern actor. I'm not a Hollywood actor, but I do a lot of work around several states. I've worked in Richmond, Virginia. I've worked in Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus, Ohio. I've worked in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. Those are some places. I have some films right now that are just coming out. I have one film called Moondance that's going to be screening in, I believe, 14 cities throughout the United States in March, from anywhere from New York to LA to Ohio to Michigan to Minnesota. I played Stuart the Butler in Moondance, and a very small role, but a fabulous movie. I attended the rough cut premiere with the cast and crew. It was a private premiere, and it was about 80% edited at the time that I saw it. So when it actually hits the big screen, there's a whole new edit to it that I haven't seen before, and I'm really excited because we have Adam Conover from Adam Ruins Everything is our narrator for the movie, and the edit that I saw didn't have him included. So I'm anxious to see where that goes. And the producer, I can't give enough thanks to Chase Crawford for calling me late in the afternoon, early in the evening, and the day before I had to be on set filming. I think by the time I downloaded the script, I had several pages of dialogue to learn, and I had to be on set at 4 a.m. the next day. And totally blessed to be a part of that project, because on set I made several friends on that movie set that were just still friends of mine today. And it's a musical, so I got to see a bunch of younger people in their 20s who know how to sing, know how to dance, and act as well. And I got to kind of be a small piece of that film and be in the midst of all that talent. And it's just fantastic. And that's what this is all about. I have a lot of projects coming up, and I just signed with a new agent out west. So I'm expecting to travel out west this year, maybe hit New Mexico, Arizona, California for some bigger roles, working with some bigger people. And it just grows from there. I encourage anybody that wants to do it, do not limit yourself. You have a dream in life, whether it be acting, music, whatever you want to do, art. You want to paint, you want to draw. Don't limit yourself. It can be done.
Nope, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn?
I am not on Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but I never even open it and use it. Instagram I use kind of for personal and funny reasons. I share little funny memes and stuff on there. My main source of networking is on Facebook. And just look me up, Craig Lemons, on Facebook. Or go to my IMDb page. I have 29 going on 30 credits right now. You can click on any of the films and TV shows I've ever been involved with, and kind of see what that's about and see what kind of level I've worked at and some of the people I've worked with, and find me there. Yeah, I encourage my IMDb page. The more people that check that out, the better I feel, because that pretty much displays a lot of my work there. So, but yeah, Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Friend request me. If you're interesting and you look down to earth and human and don't look like you're a bot, I'll friend request you. And I chat with most of my friends. They send me private messages all the time, and I'm always open to chat with people.
No, absolutely. Now, my last question for you is, I want you to be completely, brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction? What made you say yes? And how do you feel now, and would you recommend it to other people?
When you first approached me, you sent me a friend request, and then I saw that you wanted me to be on the show. I was very honored because, like I said, for the past couple of years, I've watched a lot of your episodes. You've interviewed some of my friends in the past, so I've watched those episodes. And then out of curiosity, I've watched other episodes with people I didn't know that stood out, like people I've never heard of, but I thought, wow, that guest looks interesting. I want to know more about them. So I've watched a couple more of your episodes. So when you asked me to be on the show, I'm very honored because I've seen your shows. You conduct these interviews in a professional tone and manner, and I thought this is a great avenue to just have fun and get exposure and also make a new friend.
No, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to building a friendship with you as well.
Thank you, Keith.